unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye. Before reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Nandana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namaha Pankajanaabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangri Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, dear Vaishnavas, for joining. We are reading Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 9. The Lord incarnates as Mohini Murti. In the last reading, we discussed till verse number 7, and we were discussing that how the demons were totally enamored by the beauty of Mohini Murti, and they were saying that why don't you become our mediator and just distribute amongst us equally. And then they introduce we are the son of Kashyapa, and so that was the last point which we discussed in text number 7. In short, and we related how in Bhagavad Gita also that one is overpowered with lust, then one attachment, contemplation on sense objects, lust, and then delusion. So basically, they had more faith in the stranger because of lusty desires and less faith in their own brothers who were the sons of the same father. So let's see what happens next. Text number 8, chapter 9. Iti upamantrito daitye maya yoshid vapur harihi rahasya ruchirapangir nirikshin idam abravit. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Having thus been requested by the demons, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who had assumed the form of a beautiful woman, began to smile. Looking at them with attractive feminine gestures, she spoke as follows. So until this point, she has not practically spoken anything. Although they asked a lot of questions: who are you, where are you from, what's your objective, and things like that. But she's exhibiting her beauty and her feminine gestures, her shyness, and her smile, which is further putting the demons into illusion. So now she begins to speak. Nirikshana. Nirikshan means evaluating whole situation or looking at them. Idam abravit. So she spoke thus prahasya. She's smiling and she, being the Supreme Lord, analyzing this situation, Let's understand, let's see what he or not here, what she, Mohini Murti, who is not different from the Supreme Lord, what she spoke to the demons. Yes, Kirti Mataji, you want to read? Raise your
Yes,
hand if you
Prabhu.
would like to read. Yes, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Text 9. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Katham Kashyap Padayada Prumchalamai Sangataha Vishwasam Pandito Jatu Kamini Shuna Yatihi. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the form of Mohini, told the demons, O sons of Kashyapa Muni, I am only a prostitute. How it is that you have so much faith in me? A learned person never puts his faith in a woman. Purpose. Chanakya Pandita, the great politician and moral instructor, said, Vishwaso naiva kratayah shusu raja kuleshu cha. Never put your faith in a woman or a politician. Thus, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who was pretending to be a woman, warned the demons against putting so much faith in her, for she had appeared as an attractive woman ultimately to cheat them, indirectly disclosing the purpose for which she had appeared before them. She said to the sons of Kashyapa, How's this? You were all born of great Rishi, yet you are putting your faith in a woman who is loitering here and there like a prostitute, unprotected by father or husband. Women in general should not be trusted. And what to speak of woman, loitering like a prostitute? The word Kamini is significant in this connection. Women, especially beautiful young women, invoke the dormant lusty desire of a man. Therefore, according to the Manu Samhita, every woman should be protected either by her husband, by her father, or by her grown sons. Without such protection, a woman will be exploited. Indeed, women like to be exploited by men. As soon as woman is exploited by the men, she becomes a common prostitute. This is explained by Mohini Murti, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Dandavat Pranam. So, this is the Mohini Murti, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of beautiful woman. He's talking to the sons of Kashyapa Muni, the demons. And she was asking them that why you are putting so much faith in me, because he wanted to give the instruction that you need to be very careful when you are dealing with the women's, and that's what he's saying. And also Prabhupada ji mentioned about the politician also, because politician is like, they just take the advantage of the people for their profit and for their benefit, and afterward they just forgot. And as yesterday we were reading that demons and demigods, they were both the sons of Kashyapa Muni, and they were agreed to the Mohini Murti's instruction that they were be faithful, whatever she will distribute the nectar. So in this pastime also, Krishna cheated the demons. And if we see the Mahabharata war, Kaurava and Pandava, for them he promises. He gave his Sainya to Duryodhana, and he was standing on the Arjuna side. But at that time, he said that I will not lift the weapon. But when the moment come, he lift the weapon to stop the Bhishma and protect the Pandavas. So that similarity we can see here, because in the letter he will distribute the nectar to the demigods who is on the Dharma side. So that's what I understand, Prabhu. You can add. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. So basically, by speaking all these words, Mohini Murti is further winning the trust of all the demons. And especially when a person, says that, why are you trusting me? I'm not born in a good family. I'm just loitering here and there. Then you will think, oh, just look at this person, so innocent, right? Like a negative kind of. So that will kind of, even just think about, if it is a person, you happen to meet a stranger, and then you say that, kindly, I'm going to the restroom. Can you watch my bag, please? Then that person says, why are you trusting me? Right? I'm just a stranger. I can practically run away with your bag, right? Then would that build your trust more, or would that weaken your trust? What do you think? Any who all say that it will build more trust, right? I am also. I mean, we are all different. So this is like a very mundane example, but I feel in most situations, if the person, especially like a beautiful, woman, and talks like this, that way will most likely it will build trust, right? Who is dressed beautifully, and who is good bodily features, looks from a good family, and then he or she talks like this, it will build trust. So in that way, Munimurti is kind of trying to build her trust later to trick them. So very, very transcendental. The Lord, amongst the cheaters, I'm the best of the cheaters, the Lord says. If you try to trick Lord, well, they tried to trick Lord. Dhanvantari came and they didn't even, pay any offering, pay any respect. They said, you go to, whatever, and then you just give us the nectar. You're trying to trick Lord Dhanvantari. They're trying to trick the demigods. So now the Lord has come to trick them in the form of a woman. But here she is making a very good point, that why are you trusting me? You don't even know me. You don't know who I am. I'm just wandering here and there. So don't trust me. Let's see whether they trusted her, or they said, well, probably we should not trust her, and took the nectar back. So let's read the next verse, text number 10. Please, if someone would like to read and you have not read yesterday. Puna Mataji, you want to read?
Sure, Prabhuji. I'm pulling it. Just a minute.
Text 10. Yeah, it's on the screen.
Yeah.
You
Hare
see
Krishna.
this?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Dana Pranam. Text 10. Sala brikanam sthirnam cha swairinam sura disham sakyanaya hura nityani nutan vichinavavantam. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada Ki Jai. O demons, as monkeys, jackals, and dogs are unsteadily in their sexual relationship and want newer and newer friends every day, Women who live independently seek new friends daily. Friendship with such a woman is never permanent. This is the opinion of learned scholars. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, back to you.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. So Mohini Murti herself is speaking all these. We read that in text number 9, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. So she's not an ordinary woman. She is the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is speaking all these words. But as a principle, this is one of the, the whole material world, the most searched word on internet is sex. It's unfortunate, but that's a reality. And the whole world is running behind this, basically following the monkeys and the dogs. Because they don't have any marriage principle or anything like that. They can have relationship with anyone, their their own family members. But human life is a life of regulation. Yukta hara viharasya yukta swapna bodhasya. One should regulate one's eating, sleeping, eating, sleeping, recreation, etc. Otherwise, it's like animalistic life. So this is quite serious. Even as devotees, this is one devotee was sharing that that I don't know if I should share or not, but let me share it because I also heard it from devotees only in a public forum, that this habit is you have to be very, very careful about the opposite sex. If not, then the maya is very, very strong. And habits like watching inappropriate things, pornography, etc., is very, very dangerous. And even in spiritual life, one may secretly have those habits and feel that, oh, no one is watching me. Oh, it's just me and my gadget. But these are very, very disastrous in spiritual life. And I was just hearing one lecture today of Radhesham Prabhu, and he said that he's found one devotee watching pornography, and new person, and he didn't like this. So Prabhu chastised him and said, "What are you doing? This is nonsense." And he said, "Well, what's a big deal? It's like eating two extra gulab jamuns. It's not a very big deal, so don't make it a very big deal." And then Radhesham Prabhu asked his spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, of course, he didn't name all that stuff, but he just said that one devotee was watching this, and he said it's just like eating two extra gulab jamuns. Maharaj became very serious. He said it's not like eating two extra gulab jamuns. It's like eating cow flesh. So he became very grave, very, very grave. So it does not matter what we do in front of 20 people, because in front of 20 people we will show our best. I'm just talking about myself and repeating this from myself. But it certainly matters when no one is watching us. What do I do at that point? That is my true state, or my current state. In that, do I relish the holy name, Krishna Katha, thinking about service? Or am I developing some ignorant and passionate habits in the so-called solitude? And sorry to say, if we are not careful, then we may develop these habits, even being practicing sadhaka because Maya is very strong. So the best is don't feel shy, open up with your mentor. I'm not talking to anyone else. I'm just, so don't take it, don't feel that I'm talking to you, I'm telling you. But we all need mentors who would help us to come out of that state, no matter how deep our conditioning, no matter how bad our habits could be. So rather than giving up the process of bhakti, rather than giving up the things, the good things, thinking that this will not work for me, we should open up to mature senior Vaishnavas who are genuinely our well wishers, uh, and things will go better. I'm spending little time on this because I have I've been through those college days and know as multiple people, then they don't share anything, and then they stop coming to programs. So no matter how, whatever, every saint had a past, every sinner has a future. So it's an important point. Any other comments or questions? Additions? Okay, let's keep moving and see what happens next. Did they trust her? Did they not trust her? Let's see. Text 11. Would someone like to read? Nikant Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhu. You can do. Hare Krishna, everyone. Text 11. Sri Sukha Uvacha Iti Ke Kshevalyaitasva Tasyam Asvastha Manaso Suraha Jahasur Bhava Gambhiram Daduschamrata Bhajanam. Translation purport by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Sukadeva Goswami continued. After the demons heard the words of Mohini Murti, who had spoken as if jokingly, they were all very confident. They laughed with gravity, and ultimately they delivered the container of nectar into her hands. Purport. The personality of Godhead in his form of Mohini was certainly not joking but talking seriously with gravity. The demons, however, being captivated by Mohini Murti's bodily features, took her words as a joke and confidently delivered the container of nectar into her hands. Thus, Mohini Murti resembled Lord Buddha, who appeared Sammohya Sura Divisham to cheat the Asuras. The word Sura Divisham refers to those who are envious of the demigods or devotees. Sometimes an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead cheats the atheist. Thus, we see here that although Mohini Murti was speaking factually to the Asuras, the Asuras took her words to the facetious. Indeed, they were so confident of Mohini Murti's honesty that they immediately delivered the container of nectar into her hands, as if they would allow her to do with the nectar whatever she liked, and whether she distributed, threw it away, or drank it herself without giving it to them. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you. Please explain.
This is very interesting. Thank you, Nikant Prabhu. She was not joking. But look at because their intelligence was lost. The point is that if one is overpowered by lust and passion, one cannot see anything wrong there, right? Rather, to the blunt statements that I may take this pot away, I may cheat you, I may do wrong to you, those also appeared like flowery words. Oh, look at her, look at her. She is telling she will cheat us. Ha ha ha. Ha. So sweet, so sweet. Haribol, Haribol. Of course, they were not saying like that, but they laughed with the gravity. I mean, the statements were grave, right? That I can practically cheat you, I can drink this nectar, I can run away, I can do anything to cheat you. But they were laughing. Haha, look at this cute girl. There, she's so beautiful, and she wants to cheat us. So, and they were all having a fun time, and they happily take this pot of nectar into her hands. It's such a beautiful drama. It's so nice expressions and so vivid. That's the power of illusion. That one cannot see what's the truth because of overpowered with lust, overpowered with passion, and and they're all saying that you, whatever you want to do, you want to take it, take it. You want to drink it, drink it. You want to distribute it, distribute it. We trust you. We trust you more than anyone else. Love at first sight. That's what happens, right? In the material world also, perverted reflection. I will do anything for you. I will jump off the bridge. I will do anything. But the reality comes in when that infatuation phase is gone. Then the reality dawns upon. So, but the point is that she had come specially. She was not joking. She had come specially to trick. So, Sammoha Sura Dusham. Those who are envious of to cheat, to put the asuras into to transcendental trick. And Prabhupada is mentioning that how she's resembling Lord Buddha. Because the Lord Buddha also came to kind of, which if I understand correctly, to trick the atheists or the people envious of the demigods. So basically, he said that, well, reject these scriptures because they were using scriptures for sense gratification, like eating meat on the name of sacrifice. So Lord Buddha kind of cheated them, saying scriptures are wrong, scriptures, just forget the scriptures, focus on Shanti, focus on non-violence, because they were misinterpreting the scriptures for selfish agendas. That was one of the purposes of Lord Buddha. And then the other acharyas like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya appear to set the scriptures in the right context. Any other comments? Anything else anyone wants to share or ask?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Very broad.
Prabhuji, can we see like Adi Shankaracharya was also here for the same purpose? Means like differentiating the society of devotees from non-devotees by bringing Nirakarvad, like that.
Yeah, that like the example is that example that the teachers give, that the pendulum, it was like first it was so totally on the wrong side, and Lord Buddha kind of brought it one step, and then Shankaracharya preached the impersonalism or and he's an avatar of Lord Shiva, which is mentioned. And then the Vaishnavacharyas came. So yes, we can certainly say that in this context.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, let's continue to read next verse. We have time, so text number 12. Would someone like to read who has not read yesterday or today?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Oh, please, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, everybody, Dhanavad Pranam. ततो गृह्य वर मर्ता भजनम हरि बवर्ष ईसत् इमिता स्वभया गृह इदे अभिप्रीतम वाचा सदा असाधु वा कीर्तम मायावो विवर्जे सुधाम इमाम. Translation purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Thereafter, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, having taken position of the container of nectar, smiled slightly and spoke in activity words. She said, "My dear demons, if you accept whatever I may do, whether honest or dishonest, then can take responsibility for dividing the nectar among you." Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot avoid by anyone's direction. Whatever he does is absolute. The demons of chorus were deluded by the illusory potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thus Mohini Murti got them to promise that whatever she would do, they would accept. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, back to you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for reading. Look at this Lord's transcendental trickery. In one way, she is a completely stranger. No one knows from where she has come. No one knows what's her purpose. No one knows who is her husband or father or anyone else. No one knows anything about her whereabouts. And now they have handed, just think about it, they have handed the thing they were working for a lot of time. That's the nectar they got. Their faces were burned practically by the fiery Vasuki. This was the thing they were waiting for. They have done so much endeavor. Their limbs were broken when the Mount Mandara fell. Sorry, what was the mountain? Mandara, yeah. The golden mountain fell on them. Some of them got, practically dead, and then the Lord rekindled them. Now the very hard endeavor, the fruit of their endeavor, they are just giving it to her. That's what happens when one is overpowered with lust. Sammoha smriti vibrama smriti brahmasad buddhi nasha. Buddhi ka nash ho jata. That means one does not understand what is right and what is wrong. In the modern context, we can, relate this to a person, a young male gets infatuated with a young girl, with a girlfriend, boyfriend, and then they say, "Hey, I don't want to live with your parents. Get them out. Send them to old age home." The very parents who took care of this boy for a very, very long time, who cleaned his, stool and urine, who did everything for him. And now this young girl, who he knows only for maybe a couple of days, he has more faith and trust in her than his own parents or his own brothers. That's what is happening here, right? This girl, they know just for a little time. Their brothers, they know for probably much more long time. They don't know the whereabouts about this girl. And in many, many episodes, we see what happens. Ultimately, the girl steals away the money and tricks her, and the boy steals away the money. Either side, that's material. Ultimately, in a perverted way, we see this here. So it's a great lesson that one should not lose one's intelligence. One should overpowered by lust, overpowered by greed, the Mahashana Mahapapma. These are very heavy gates to hell, very big. So in short, we should be careful and not lose our intelligence by the lower modes. Therefore, we need to increase our intelligence quotient, as Mataji said the other day, which will lead to clarity, which will lead to focus, which will lead to reading of scriptures, reading of association of devotees, will lead to good intelligence, good clarity of mind, so that we don't take wrong decisions. So we are always try to be Krishna conscious. Any other comments? So now she is taking a promise. Okay, I will do this seva. You're asking me that you take the pot and do whatever, but don't question. I may, whatever I may do, don't question. Whether it is honest or it is dishonest. Then only I will take this responsibility for dividing nectar. So don't say, hey, you're giving 1% to me and 50% to him, or you're giving all 100% to someone. Don't ask all these questions. So the Lord, who can trick the Lord? So the Lord has arranged all this. And often in the material world also, we see that, unfortunately, there are so many conditions, even before marriage, what to speak of, that I'll marry you if you do this for me. Or I'll be your husband or wife if you do this for me. Otherwise, forget it. So we should keep the principles strong and our intelligence strong. Okay, I think Sharanya Mataji has her hand up. A long time it must be paining, so you can read, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, devotees, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Text 13. Iti abhi vyahritam tasya akarna yasura pangava apramana vidastasya tat he anva mamsata. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The chiefs of the demons were not very expert in deciding things. Upon hearing the sweet words of Mohini Murti, they immediately assented yes. They answered, What you have said is all right. Thus the demons agreed to accept her decision. Prabhuji, shall I tell what I understood?
Yes, please tell.
Prabhuji, I feel people who have not surrendered or who don't have any faith or believe in God just say yes for anything. People like me, if my friends come and say, we'll do this. I know it's wrong, but I just want to enjoy. I don't have enough intelligence to decide if that is right for me or not. I just say yes. So same way here, Prabhupada, I think, is saying all the people, I have demonic mentality. I'm an Asura too, because I have not surrendered to God. And I'm in the lower modes. I'm not in the mode of goodness. I don't, my chanting is not proper. I don't read books every day. So for people who are in like demoniac mentality, they don't have an intelligence to decide what is wrong or what is right for them. And they just say yes without thinking. That's what I understood, Prabhuji.
Thank you for your wonderful purport.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for always inspiring me to say something.
No, this is very apt, actually, what you said. Of course, you took your example, but which is your humility, and it applies to everyone. A sincere person always puts himself or herself and tries to improve, which is good, which is very good. That should be the mood, that this is not for the demons, actually, this is for me. So in short, we should be expert in deciding things. Very, very important. Expert in deciding things, which means maturity, intelligence, maturity, emotional maturity. Is this right thing to do or is it wrong thing to do? Is it going to help me or others in bhakti, or is it going to hurt others? So do my words or do my actions, do my behavior, or the situations. So sometimes saying yes may be bad, sometimes saying no may be bad. Saying yes to things which are unfavorable is bad. And saying no to things which are favorable is also bad, right? So how do we decide that? By becoming expert. How do we become expert or mature? By more Krishna consciousness, by more spiritual intelligence. And it will lead to spiritual maturity. It will sharpen our intelligence. Krishna will guide. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. Those who are always engaged in my service, I give them the intelligence by which they will come to me. But if I am aligned to Maya's antenna, then Krishna's signal will not come. But if my antenna is aligned to Krishna's signal, then I'll be able to receive signal. But if I am aligned to materialistic gossip, then those signals will come. Those propensities will come. Those decisions will come. So we have to become expert. When to say yes, how to handle situations, how to, and it takes time. I mean, all this easier said than done. To be mature, to balance all these things take a lot of time. But in short, the demons, apramana vidah, because they were foolish, apramana, it didn't seem right for them to say logically. Praman means no proof. It was not sensible. But why? Dhyayata vishyan punsa sangasteshu pujayate. They had lost their intelligence because of attachment to sense gratification. Because inside they were, in their heart, everyone was feeling, how can she cheat? So sweet, so beautiful. So actually, she's just joking all this. But look at her. She is looking at me. She's smiling at me. That means she will give all the nectar to me. He will cheat. She will cheat others. And that's why they were interpreting in their own way that she will give all the nectar to me. And she will marry me. Because I'm the best, after all. Anything else? Any other comments or questions, additions? Anyone wants to share? Well, we'll see tomorrow actually what happens further. Did she give to some particular individual, or she drank it, or she took it somewhere else to Vaikuntha? We'll see tomorrow. But for now, she said that you can't question anything I do with the nectar. And they all said yes. So that's the point where we will stop. Any other comments, questions before we close for today? Okay, so we will pause here and resume tomorrow to see where does this nectar go finally. Kantra Srimad Bhagavatam Purana ki jai, Shri Mohini Murti Avatar ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Govind ki jai. Ansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva Koti Vaishnava. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.